Hi everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be taking a look at the G.I. Joe Classified series Bazooka. If Saturday morning cartoons fueled your imagination as a kid and powers your action figure collecting now as an adult, then you're in the right place. Thanks for stopping by and welcome to Saturday Morning Toy Collector. And if you like my content, please consider subscribing. Alright, here we have Bazooka at the front of the box, taking a look at this crazy artwork. I love it. This is probably my all-time favorite piece of artwork that has, adorned the cover of a G.I. Joe figure. I love it. I love this style. It's bold, it's graphic, it's everything I love in artwork, and I love it. Down at the bottom, we can see a little digital render of the figure, and then down at the bottom it says, David L. Bazooka Katzenbogen. Man, this guy looks incredible. This is great box art. Flipping around here on the side, you can see a zoomed-in picture of that same artwork, and then his stats on the side, his name, and then number 62 in the line. Flipping around here on the back, you can see his name, and that same render in the bottom left, and then everything he comes with. This figure also stands 6.3 inches tall, which is great, and you can see, of course, everything he comes with, and those same insignias denoting his specialties, which you can look up on the website. And if you want to know how he comes packaged, he comes tied in, and then his little footlocker off to the right. This one has a little keypad on it, so it's locked, so you can't get in and get that big bazooka and all that hardware that he totes around. It's a pretty nice touch. Speaking of all those accessories, here's everything you get in the pack. It's the same thing that came, same loadout that came with the Tigerforce Bazooka. You've got his backpack, his massive missile launcher, that little end canister piece that plugs in to keep the rockets in. 4 rockets this time. You have 2 that are plain gray, and 1 that's got a sort of a tiger growl teeth, kind of like what we see on the side of the Dragonfly. And then 1 has like this hazard tip to it, which is really cool. I kind of wish they all had that yellow hazard tip, to be honest. I think that looks really cool. And then, of course, his awesome helmet, which just really transforms the way this figure looks. To get a closer look at the front of the figure, this is the Bazooka that we've been waiting for, with that red jersey and that big number 14. I just absolutely love it. This thing looks incredible. I love everything about it, from the haircut to the eyes, the mustache, the way the 14 is painted on the jersey looks great. The wraps around his wrists, his belt with with all those little rivets in it just looks fantastic. And then those big beefy legs and boots looking great. Zooming in here on the face, man, to me this kind of reminds me of Lenny from the Joe team at Hasbro without the beard. It just looks great. I love that close cropped haircut. It looks really good. And my face paint looks really nice, so I'm digging it. Taking a look at the back of the figure, you can see the hole where his backpack will plug in. I wish he did have some webbing to look like, he had straps around. That would be really cool. But you know what? I always say we get what we get. Moving down, you can see the belt with the extra holes that go all the way around, the nice detail and texturing on the pants, and of course the back of the boots. Pretty standard stuff. And here he is alongside his Tigerforce counterpart. You can see that the skin tone on the classic version on the left is a little darker than the lighter skin tone, but you do have that different colored jersey, of course. Same belt, a little more yellowish green on the right, a little more darker green on the left, but same thing with the pants. The pants are a little lighter green on the Tigerforce version and darker on the regular version, and of course the more yellowish green boots compared to the more grayish black boots on the left. And then really, it just transforms this figure into a classic look with that helmet. He's just not Bazooka without it. It looks incredible, and I absolutely love this helmet. The head sculpt looks great underneath it. And then here is the back of the figure. You can store all of his goodies right there. All the missiles fit down in the, or his, little grenade launcher. All the little grenades fit inside the backpack, and you can even carry the little hook on the bottom, carries the bazooka right there on the back, which is super nice. So let's take a look at the articulation on this guy and see how he poses up. All right, let's see how this guy poses in hand. So, taking a look at the articulation, he can only look up about that far. He's got a really stiff neck, and he can only okay. Let's not flip it around here. And he can only look down about that far. He does have the butterfly joints. Okay, this one's tight as well. They're both really tight. This one's moving a little bit, but this one on this left side here is just not moving at all. It just doesn't want to move. I may have to put this in some boiling water and see if I can get him to articulate a little better, because yeah, those are just not moving whatsoever. But the arms do go all the way out. He can hit that T-pose and no problem. Looking really nice there. He does, oh man, that is super tough. Like, gosh, I really don't want to break this figure because I love it so much. Go down. What is going on? There we go. He does have that upper bicep swivel, no problem. Looks really nice. I love that cuff with the sleeve on it. Looks really nice. He does have double jointed pinless elbows, as we have come to expect at this point. He does have a hinge and vertical swivel, a vertical hinge on both of his wrists, which is really nice for holding that big bazooka he has to like tote around. And I really do wish this belt was actually like kind of like glued down a little bit better, so it would stay right there and not float around. He does have a little torso bob right here at the top. He does have like the articulation right there. It can bend forward about that far and bend backwards about that far, but it doesn't have any kind of like stiff detents. It just kind of is on like maybe like a ball joint. He does have a swivel right here at the waist, which is good for posing. He does have the drop down hip, so he can kick forward that far. And I would say that this figure is not gummy, but as you can see, like you push it, it just wants to fall back down again. So I'm not saying the plastic is gummy, but it is kind of hard to move. I does have the upper thigh cut, and he does have double jointed knees, but as you can see, they are not pinless. There are pins in there, which is kind of odd. It does have the upper boot cut and the hinge and swivel and pivot down at the foot for posing. Oh man, I really am going to have to put this guy in some hot water to loosen up these joints. But let's get him up on a base real quick. I'm having a hard time with this figure right now. I guess it's a little too early in the morning. I've had too little coffee. So let's get this guy, get him standing up straight. I do have a couple of other Joes I want to bring in next to him, a couple other of my favorites. Let's bring in Outback right here. Gosh, I really love Outback. He just looks great. And then let's go ahead and bring in one of my other favorites, which is Spirit, looking really good. And you can see that he stands taller than Outback and much taller than Spirit, which is really cool. I love the scaling here. It looks great. And of course, when you put this helmet on here, as we've said before, it just really transforms the figure. He really towers over these guys once he gets that helmet on. So let's get these guys out of the way and get him under some lighting, get him under some backdrops, and see how he poses up. Man, I got to tell you, I really, really love Bazooka. He's one of my favorite G.I. Joes from when I was a kid. He's one of my favorite G.I. Joes as an adult. I just love his look. I love that he's a big beefy character. I love the jersey, the mustache, the helmet, the big bazooka, the backpack, the missiles. Like, everything just looks great. This is a character that instantly, like, the nostalgia hits me and throws me back to being a kid again, because he was one of my core favorite G.I. Joes that was on just about every single mission that my team went on when I was a kid. Absolutely love this guy. And I am so glad that Hasbro has finally given us the classic version. He's so great that I even wonder if I need to keep the Tigerforce version in my collection. But you guys let me know in the comments down below. Did you skip on the Tigerforce? Are you going to keep your Tigerforce now that you've got classic, or do you get rid of him? What are you guys doing out there in YouTube land? Let me know about your collection and how Bazooka fits into it. Thank you guys so much for tuning in and watching. I really appreciate it. Please remember to hit us up over at Instagram and Threads at Saturday Morning Toy Collector. I am the Saturday Morning Toy Collector. I'm your host, Mark, and remember, I will see you in the toy aisles.